what brings you to Bali?
Well, this is only my third time in Bali. You've been a few times.
No, my third time.
Oh, it's your third time?
Yeah.
And we came initially to DJ, Ulu Clip House, and we stayed here at Karma first time. So when we requested the accommodation, we tried to make sure that we came back here. But we love it here. So we love it here, and we love Bali. It's a great place.
Yeah, it's definitely getting there because I mean, coming in this time was a lot easier. The road system was a lot better, but you can see that everyone's working really hard to get it into a point where it's become a lot more desirable. You know, I mean, yes, everyone comes into Bali and goes to Seminyak, but I think to come to this side, it's a lot more calmer. I think you feel a lot more relaxed in some ways. And for me anyway, especially, you know, to come here, you know, I like to treat it as my home, you know, of Bali when I end up here. So far for the second year, I'm really pleased to be back and really looking forward, of course, to playing the Clip House of Uluwatu.
Yeah, and so you mentioned before last year, and you also mentioned playing Kamakandara, and this year you're back here again. What made you come back to Kamakandara?
I think it's a really good vibe. Sometimes you can, it's an X factor. Sometimes you can't put your finger on where it is, but it's a really good vibe with the accommodation and the staff and the food, and then you can't beat that scenery, right?
Yeah, I think it's the idea, I think, is that you feel happy, you know, in the environment that you're in, and to experience that. At the end of the day, it's the spirit of the island, the spirit of being here. I think brings people back every single time, and there's a calm and a wellness to it. So when you leave from Bali, you always feel that you've left something behind to always come back to. So that's where we are right now.
Yeah, so after a few times in Bali, do you have one favorite thing about the island?
I like the people and approach to life. It's very open, seem close to nature. It's what people told me about Bali before I got here, and especially about the Balinese. The Balinese are just very calm and great feel to their personality. Nothing's rushed, but things get done. Everybody's happy. So I think the Balinese are just very, very nice people.
And I love the food. I love the food, the fruit. I like all the dishes, you know, that are from the island. You know, so I think it's an experience. You know, I didn't really come here to eat fish and chips and a pie. I'll come here to taste the local cuisine, and you know, it's almost like a gift that you're giving. You know, and that experience of the food that is prepared here is like that. You know, so you know, one of the biggest reasons is the food for sure.
Yeah, you've been in Kamakandara now also 3 times. What do you think is your favorite thing about staying here?
I think there's a lot of choice here to dine, of course, and to socialise, to meet new people. We've got some amazing different areas here that you can actually have a really nice party down to the top by the sea, or you can just basically, you know, watch the sun go down and to drink cocktails, you know, just by the pool and to just enjoy the environment. It's a very amazing place to be in the sense of the amount of things that you can do here. You don't have to really go anywhere. It's like a one-stop shop once you get to the reception, and it's up to you what you want to do in the end of the day. But I think that's what's really nice about it, that you have a lot of options to do what you want to do.
You've got the gym and the wellness centre, the beach, and then the pool that's here. And the rooms are self-contained rooms as well, with their own little pool. It's fantastic.
And if you had to pick just one word to describe Kamakandara, what would it be?
Oh, well, I would say wellness.
Yeah.
Yeah, wellness, calm, you know. It is very, very nice when you come here, and that's what you want to escape from, you know, from your own reality of life and to end up here in Karma.
Yes, a bit about music. That's why you guys are also here for Bali, for your gig. Yes, so taking it back to before, what age did you guys start actually DJing, and what was it that inspired you to get into the music community?
You know, I mean, I've been doing this for many years, as you can imagine, and a lot of it from my early days, I was exposed to music through my father. He used to have parties at home and buy the records from the store, and I'd be listening to the music that he'd be playing, and his family and friends were dancing to the music, and I was at the time 7 or 8 years old, and I just like the idea that my dad chose a record and my mum and dad's friends would react to that music. So one day my dad said, you know, rather than you just watching me put the records on, why don't you do it? And I was just thought maybe it's another job for me to do, like a chore. But it wasn't, you know, to choose the records, put it on, and everyone was reacting to the music I was playing. At that time, I found myself having a job within the family. So my job was to play music to his family and friends in and around their houses. And I loved it, enjoyed it, you know, finding more about the artist and the sound of music we were playing. And you know, I just fell in love with the whole concept and idea of, you know, sharing the love of music. And that's what I've always done and never done. So I've never stopped doing that from the time I was exposed to it to present day.
Yeah, and you mentioned you put on different records. Is there one record that you'll never forget that kind of changed your whole?
I mean, James Brown, I suppose, was always the man that got the party going. You know, any record from him was amazing. I think the one track was called Sex Machine, and I think we're going to play that anyway. Yeah. And doesn't matter where it is or what time it is or whatever, you play that record and everyone moves. And I think it still stands up today. And for me, that was one record that was like, oh my God, what's that? You know, and it was James Brown. Get up. Want to feel like a sex machine.
Yeah, so you guys both been DJing for a long time. Is there something you've done before you started getting into DJing?
Yeah, I used to work in the building trade. So I used to be a scaffolder, I used to be a plasterer, I used to, you know, to build this hotel, that's what I did. I did stone.
So they say if you have any problems with maintenance,
yeah, scaffolding. You know, I was a builder by trade, and my last job was scaffolding. So completely different to the DJing, of course, but I also enjoyed that. You know, outdoors, meeting new people, creating, you know, all these designs for scaffolding. I really enjoyed it, but I had to make a choice between one or the other. So in 1985, I decided to become a self-employed DJ, professional DJ, and then from there I never looked back to what I used to do before.
Yeah, so you guys also play together quite a bit. And what is your favorite thing?
Well, that came about. It was a gradual thing. So we have got similar musical backgrounds. Carl's from the south of England, I'm from the north of England, and we used to. There's an event, Eclipse, and so I used to play and Carl used to play. He was always the headliner. But at the time, you know, there's Carl and there's probably about 5 other DJs that just played. We all played a similar style, but not because we'd listened to each other. It just so happened we played a similar style. From the friendship came the mobile disco, which is the event that we're doing at the Cliff House. And that was just for friends. It was 100 people, right? Friends and family. And then it's grown and grown and grown to the stage where last year we did 10,000 people. But it's grown exponentially. You know, that 100 people invited another 100 people. That 200 people invited another, and etc. You know. And we probably, well, I enjoyed playing most parties, techno and mobile disco.
Yeah, and that's the thing about it. I mean, because we have a similar upbringing in some ways, and we have a mutual understanding about the music that we're basically sharing to people. So when we play together, he has his idea of the sound that he plays, and I have my ideals of the sound that I play. So people are getting the best of both worlds, or all worlds really, based on our music upbringing from you know, a lot of records we're playing are from the 60s, 70s, 80s up to present day. So there's a lot of scope in the music right there. So we're able to play literally all day and not hear the same record twice at all. And that's fantastic. That's what we used to do anyway. We used to play. We never played an hour set. We always played as long as we could, and that sometimes could be 12 hours. So there's so much great music out there. So that's all we're doing. We're just sharing the love of the music that we grew up with, and we want to get people to understand that you know, the DJ culture, it really goes beyond 1 hour and 2 hour sets. It can be something of which, I mean, I keep getting asked by people today, what time am I on? And I tell them I'm on all day. So you're not coming at a specific time to hear me. We're on. So if you come later, you're going to miss, you know, some of the music that you won't hear later on, because we're obviously programming. So you know, the music and the beat gets faster and more intense. But the idea is it's a daytime party, so the music will always be to the climate, to what it is. But that's the challenge between what me and Eric have to do, is to keep people interested with the music that we're playing all day long. And that's what the mobile disco is all about. Because my actual career when I started was doing mobile discos. And when you do a mobile disco, you're playing music to kids, to aunties, to young generation. They're all different. So if you're able to, in the end of the day, cross the boundaries of your music and reach everybody in the end, then that's what your job is as a mobile disco DJ. And that's the hardest thing to do. Most DJs today will never experience mobile discos DJing. But that's what we did. That's what I grew up with. So all we're doing really is saying we're going to play everything, not just one specific genre of music. We're going to play a lot of music that you remembered or you've forgotten about, because in mobile disco really it was just everything. So that's the fun of it all. Play the unexpected. Throw whatever you think that's in there that made me who I am, or get you to remember that this record was the reason why you are where you are. And that for me is where the fun is.
Yeah, last year also your gig was amazing, and it's always great to hear that. And I think it's very uncommon to find that when you're such an amazing long-time collaboration, such a great, working together, playing amazing music. What do you think is the key to such a strong?
Carl and I, it's friendship first, and then it's respect.
Yeah.
So the respect thing comes from there's certain tracks that, even if Carl has never played them before, but I know it's the track that Carl will play, and vice versa. There's certain tracks that would be what we know because we're such close friends. And I'll say, have you listened to this? And he'll say, have you listened to that? And then we come together, and there's the mutual respect, and there's that respect. But there's also the challenge that we want to impress, right? So you want to find that track. So Carl comes and says, "What's that?" And we did Miami, remember? And just before he played, he said, "I've got a track that you're gonna go crazy for." So it's the friendship and mutual appreciation, and then for us to challenge each other to get better and better and better, and find those special tracks as well.
Yeah, and also like you guys are in the music industry, you're legends on your own. Is there anyone else in the music industry you really look up to that inspired you through your journey at all?
Yeah, I mean, Laurent Garnier is definitely one of those DJs that also has a lot of scope in his sound. Smith Bates and Richie Horton. I mean, he's all the old guard, we go back to Danny Tenaglia, Francois Kevorkian, Larry Levan, and the list goes on. All these DJs from yesteryear to where we are now are the people that we inspire to, and it's so funny because when we see them, they inspire to us. But again, going right back to disco era to present day of the sound of music, but club-wise, it's something of which we really feel there's a bond between us all, is the power of where this music is. Because when we actually get to meet those DJs and play alongside them, the mutual respect that we have for each other is a massive energy between us all. It's a massive strong bond that we continue to do because we just love it. There's no path of the success of where we are. We just basically keep doing what we're doing because we love it, and that's it really.
Then at the moment, are there any musical projects or touring plans you guys are working on?
I've been doing a lot of remixes of late, and I've been really enjoying getting back into the studio and creating. There's quite a few new records coming from me this year that I've played, and everyone seems to be going really crazy for them, so I'm really happy with that. 2 years ago I did a remix called Finder, Nine Toes for Finder, and that became a very popular record after 5 years when it first got released, to do the Rick Colcott's remix on it, which worked really well. So since then I've kind of woken everybody up to get them to understand that my productions and remixes have now become something of which I am really happy to do and to get behind. So I get a lot of requests to do this now. So I'm finding it a little bit hard to balance everything. I'm trying to DJ and then remix it and have my own music, but I'm really enjoying getting back into the studio now and creating new music.
Yeah, and it sounds like you have a lot going on. What are you most excited about this week for the future? So many things coming up. Is there anything you're most excited about?
Well, at the moment we've been working on a festival called Babylon, and this is now in its third year infancy in Melbourne. And what I like about Babylon is a cross between Burning Man meets Glastonbury meets Australian bush party. It's like it's this mash of everybody and everything, and it's really nice. It's a boutique kind of festival, about 8,000 to 9,000 people. It's a 3-day event, and of course we do our own event called Pure, and Pure is something of which is my own statement with Eric and Richie McNeil, who basically self-promotes with us. And my idea is to basically give people the rawest form of a techno and house music event with the DJs that make the scene. So this year we had Joseph Caparati play for us this year, Marco Carola played for us this year also, Enrico, I can't remember his
I can't pronounce his surname.
Enrico.
But he is a really nice
San Giuliani.
Yeah.
San Giuliano. Enrico San Giuliano. And we use the local DJs as well from the area, and we really reached out to a lot of people this year, not just in Australia but in New Zealand as well with Pure. So we're really excited about how that's grown from the beginning, and how people now have put Pure on the techno map for Australia and New Zealand, and we've done that. So it's, we can't wait to go back and do that again, of course.
So we're off to New York with the Pure brand as well, and that's sold out. I sold out really, really quickly, so we're really excited. And Prague in September. But then Carl built himself a studio. He's been a little bit. We're not telling the whole story because he invested in a studio, and not many people build studios. And it's one of the best studios around. It's not a commercial studio. It's for Carl and Carl's friends to use. And through that came the remixes. And then him and I have got, we're working with live musicians, and the project is called ND Funk Connection, and it's to make tracks for the mobile disco that influence from the tracks that we make on the mobile disco, using live musicians in the UK and live musicians in Australia, and that's I think another 12 months and that'll be absolutely finished. And we're excited about it. We're going to take that out. We're going to take the band out. Back together. Carl will be playing keyboards on your track, and I'll play bass on your track. I need to learn how to play bass.
Oh, that sounds very exciting. So when is this happening? When can we expect that?
Well, I think some tracks will come out in the next 6 to 8 months.
Okay.
And then it's an album project. And then the album project, I anticipate about 12 months.
Yeah. It can be more or less there now at the moment. I mean, I play keyboards. The last time I played keyboards live was with the Brand New Heavies, and we did a small show back in Europe called Sky Arts, and it was to show that not only am I a DJ, but musically I can actually play as well. So with the band idea, so I'm DJing a little bit, then the band comes on and I play the keyboards. It's going to freak people out.
It's really exciting because we've probably got another 2 tracks to finish, and so we already know there's a couple of tracks that we have to do another mix down, but we've got on the part. So we've got a really good idea of the quality, and we're excited to work with live musicians.
Yeah. And lastly, do you think you guys will be back here at Clara again?
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's our hope. So for us, we have an association based on understanding of each other and wants and needs. And I mean, obviously this time we're not here as long as I would like, but for next year for sure, we'll be here a lot longer and be able to use that spa a lot more too, because that's an amazing spa too.